Hello, in this video I will tell you what harm an electric car can cause. So let's start with preview. But first we need to understand the history, how we got to the point where we already using electric cars. Well, let's start with this. The history. As is well known, the early 20th century saw a massive transition from horse-drawn vehicles to cars with inertial combustion engines. Now we are on the threshold of another transition, from traditional cars with inertial combustion engines to electric vehicles. During the transition period, both old and new vehicles move in adjacent lanes. But over time, the old men finally leave the road. It's enough to look at the headlines in the media to understand who will have to leave now. The European Union has banned the production of cars with inertial combustion engines from 2035. The US is going to ban inertial combustion engines. Great Britain will ban inertial combustion engines even in hybrids from 2035. Some people are upset, but this state of affairs, some are happy, but nothing can be done. It's progress. At the same time, the official position of many states and official states that electric cars are an absolute blessing. The advantages of such cars include profitable operation, the possibility of receiving benefits from the state, simplicity and ease of use, and the most important plus, environmental friendliness. I suggest looking at these issues, taking into account the global scale of transport electrification. We will not touch on obvious problems such as harm from batteries and changing difficulties. As in case of green energy, we discussed in the article, why can green energy do more harm than good? There are many questions about electric cars and the conclusions may seem unexpected. Eco-friendliness. The environmental impact of an electric car is much lower compared to its gas-powered counterpart, but that doesn't mean there is one at all, so let's break it down. Electric cars do produce no emissions while burning fuel, but they can still emit some CO2 depending on how the electricity was generated to power them. However, carbon emissions from powering electric cars are only a small part of the overall environmental impact. What else needs to be considered? While the environmental impact of gas-powered vehicles is mainly related to their use, electric vehicles pollute the environment the most during their production and at the end of their life cycle, particularly because of their batteries. The extraction of materials such as lithium can also have a negative impact on the environment. For example, lithium is most often obtained by extracting it from salt marshes, leaving behind a toxic leachate that must be stored and cleaned. Because of its water-intensive nature, lithium extraction can also exacerbate droughts and deprive local communities of adequate water supplies. Please note that this diagram shows the composition of the battery. The largest percentage is carbon, which makes up 28% of the battery, followed by aluminum and copper, and so on. Next, we can see the leading countries in the extraction of these same materials. Here we can pay attention to the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has 70% of the world's cobalt reserves. Please, a minute of attention. Guys, thank you for 7,500 total views on my channel. We have been one for 2 years and continue to be them. The danger. One of them is considered to be neodymium, which is used to create very strong voltages used in all types of electric motors. The mining of such elements leads to thorium contamination, a radioactive element found in metals that can negatively affect the environment. Mountain Pass, the largest rare earth mine in the United States, is located near the Mojave Desert National Preserve in California. From 1965 to 1995, it was the world's main supplier of rare earth elements. However, mining the metals came at a high cost to California's wildlife. A federal investigation in the 1990s found that about 2,300 liters of radioactive and other hazardous wastewater had been dumped into desert soil. The company found guilty paid a fine of 1.3 million euros. Nevertheless, it was granted another 30-year mining permit in California. But environmental hazards and pollution of natural resources have halted the growth of rare earth mining in the US. But other countries around the world have not been affected. For example, China accounts for 70% of the world's production of rare earth elements. In the late 1980s, China rapidly developed the Bayan Obo mine, which has huge niobium deposits. Here, about 700 kilometers from Beiyang, are the world's largest reserves of rare earth metals. According to the China Association of the Rare Earth Elements, for every ton of minerals extracted there are between 9,600 and 12,000 cubic meters of waste in the form of gas containing concentrated dust, hydrofluoric acid, sulfur dioxide, and sulfuric acid. In addition, about 75 cubic meters of acid, water, and a ton of radioactive waste are generated. Conclusion. Before this, it seems to use that electric cars are a very good opinion for cleaning nature from unnecessary gases. But this is not at all the case after watching this video, because after this video we learn that we need to value all the metals that are on our earth. That is, electric cars are partly a way out, but it creates another problems.